Brendan Rodgers has insisted that Scotland have the players to get to major tournament, but need to get their coaching right. The Celtic manager believes that Scotland has already produced players who are capable of taking the country to the next level, but the coaching from the grassroots all the way to senior level has to be right. "It's not the players that's the problem," said Rodgers. "You've got the players are here. The boy Lewis Morgan at St Mirren, quick, dynamic, can press, can run, can get at people. Stuart Armstrong here, boys that are quick and can play." Read more. Celtic striker Lee Griffiths' focus on his football has taken him to international class, so you've got the players, it's how they are coached and how they are asked to play. It isn't going to be snap your fingers and it is going to work. It could take a decade. That is what our education here is about. It is not about you being in the charge of the under-13s and under-14s, then going into the pub afterwards and saying you beat a team 20. That is not what it is about. You might lose games, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about the result, that comes later on. But get them in a way where they can play in a way without fear, play football. There comes an age where they need to understand winning. But, certainly at 6, 7, 8, 9 you don't need that. It is about the player and the ball. It is about the player and his teammate, the player and the team. Then as they get through to 13s, 14s it is about understanding about the game. And Rodgers has dismissed the notions that facilities aren't there for Scottish clubs. Read more. Celtic trio Scott Brown, Stuart Armstrong and Jose Simunovic all ready for Bayern Munich test. "I've been at Reading where we didn't have great facilities, been through to world-class facilities at Chelsea. You go to their training ground and they have everything, same at Liverpool," he said. "I was at Swansea as a Premier League manager. So I get why you want the best facilities, but that's not what makes the players. It's great if you've got them, but they don't have them in South America, they don't even have them in Belgium. So it's about what you do inside it. It's like in Barcelona, it's what they do in it. It's the environment and what they are creating inside it. Listen, I don't want to come up here and people say he's only been here for 15 odd months, but from a position looking in, you've got players. At the highest possible level you have to be able to play football. If someone tells you later in your career to smash it up the pitch, you can always do that, but you can't have a player coming to you at 13, 14 and you're trying to build the game and play in a certain way and someone says to you, listen, we can't really build from the back because he's not really comfortable with the ball, well then you've got a problem. That's education, that's coaching. Read more. Matthew Lindsay. Few Scotland fans will mourn Gordon Strachan's departure, but can his successor do any better? Like punters up and down the country, the Celtic manager found himself shouting at the TV on Sunday night as Scotland's playoff hopes were expunged by Slovenia. However, while the failure to land the chance to take one of the runners-up spots for a playoff resulted in Gordon Strachan losing his job yesterday afternoon, Rodgers believes that now is the ideal chance for the country as a whole to attempt to radicalise the way in which football is coached. Towards the end of last season, Rodgers was irked as he turned up to an under-17 cup game between Celtic and Rangers as he watched the most talented players smashing it up the pitch, and he insisted that there has to be a culture shift in the way in which football is coached. Now is a great time to look at it, shine a torch on it, he said. How can we be better? Normally this is how you get great gains. You have to do the same even when you are successful. But certainly there is a great opportunity now to take the country forward. Read more. Celtic striker Lee Griffiths' focus on his football has taken him to international class. The Hoops boss has told Malky Mackay, the Scotland performance director, that he is always on the end of a phone should he wish any advice. "It always help," said Rodgers. "We speak, but it's so busy. It's one, have you got the players? Yes. Good players for me. It's understanding what you are looking for at the right ages and the right times and then putting in place a method that allows you to exploit all of your great strengths." My initial reaction through it all was frustration. I was shouting at the TV. I want the Scotland boys to do well. They have made an incredible flip and it was frustrating. That second part of the competition was actually very, very good. I'm always one then to look at going forward, and that's why it's so frustrating, because you've had 20 years of it. There is a genuine chance there because there is a group of players who can go on and qualify. There's no question about that. Read more. Celtic trio Scott Brown, Stuart Armstrong and Jose Simunovic all ready for Bayern Munich test. Let's take away all the negativity and frustration and say, how do you move on from here and then build something over these next couple of years that's going to allow you have a vibrant team that's going to have a real go at doing it. You've shown in the second part of the campaign that you can do it. It comes around very quickly. Just as former Scotland manager Craig Levein is haunted by his 460 formation in a previous campaign, so Strachan's tenure as the national manager will forever be framed by his genetics remarks in the immediate aftermath of a game that Scotland allowed to slip from their grasp. "I know where Gordon was coming from," said Rodgers. "I can understand that. At Swansea I had one player over 6 feet 3 inches and the rest were 6 feet or below, but we were very good technically and tactically, very good in the game. You have to find a way, but I can understand the frustration of Gordon at the end. Who are the best players in the world? Messi, Suarez, Hazard, Iniesta, Neymar, Verratti. Verrattis 5 feet 6 inches but he's not in conflict with the ball. He keeps it. If Scotland can find a systematic approach to play in, so that if there are players missing, the next ones can come in, if you have a profile and a clear identity, because that's what it's going to take, a collective effort.